Dr. Elmendorf, thank you for being here today. I've enjoyed listening to the conversation quite a bit, and I've especially enjoyed your testimony today.
Thank you.
I can tell you, I've only been here a little over a month, and I've heard quite a bit just this morning that the Democrats did this and the Republicans did that, and it's their fault, and it's our fault, it's everybody's fault. And I got to tell you something, my grandkids don't care much about that. They care about what their future looks like. Do you believe when my grandson hits 20 at 2021 that $18 trillion debt makes his future more bright or less bright than a debt that would be lower than that?
Makes his future less bright, Congressman.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's why I'm here. I've also heard a lot that our debt and our deficit and our spending is on an unsustainable trajectory. I've heard that probably 100 times since I've been here. You use the word unsupportable. What level of debt and deficit spending would you consider supportable?
Well, it's as we've said in this report and other places, we don't know if there is a tipping point, and we don't know where the tipping point might be. It depends not just on the level of outstanding debt, but also on people's perceptions of where the debt is headed, what current policies will lead to in the future, and on the willingness of you and your colleagues to make changes in policy. So I don't want to pick a particular number. One criterion, though, for sustainable policy is that debt cannot continue to increase relative to the size of the economy. So the upward trajectory that we show, especially under this continuation of current policies scenario, is not sustainable because debt cannot continue to rise indefinitely relative to GDP. So
your words, I think these were your words, or maybe I'm paraphrasing here, that delaying our efforts to fix this problem would be bad.
That delaying we don't make policy recommendations, Congressman. What we've said very clearly is that delay increases the costs of the burgeoning debt, and it increases the drain on the future incomes, like your grandchildren. It increases the ultimate spending cuts or tax increases that will be needed to put the budget on a sustainable path. It reduces the flexibility that you and your colleagues have in dealing with unexpected problems in this country or overseas, and it raises the risk of a fiscal crisis.
So the longer we wait, the more difficult the fix is going to become in terms of how harshly we must cut or draw back.
That's right, Congressman. We in fact have a study we released in the fall about the cost of waiting, the impact of delaying efforts to address the fiscal imbalance.
Yeah. And then along with that, and I realize you don't make policy suggestions here, but I'm assuming that at some point here, this Congress, I would hope it would be this Congress or some very soon future Congress, is going to have to address the issue of entitlement spending, aren't we? That we can't find a place of balance without that.
Can't is a strong word for me, Congressman. I mean, there are countries there are functioning economies with fairly high standards of living that have government programs much more expansive than ours and tax burdens that are higher. They give something up through having made that set of choices. But I don't want to presume, as the chairman noted, it's not my place to invoke my policy preferences. That's for you and your colleagues.
Sure. All right. Very, very good. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Congressman.
Chairman Ryan.